Good morning, boys. We are seeing about the lesson conservation of plants and animals. Under this, what we have seen about the deforestation, cutting down of the tree is known as deforestation, and their causes and their effects, and then afforestation. So for this, what is the remedy mean? Afforestation is the remedy, that is planting of. Deforestation means cutting down of the tree. Afforestation is planting of the tree. So this is the only remedy for the plants in order to increase the rainfall and also stop the global warming. Afforestation is very much needed. Then next about the reforestation. Next we are going to say about reforestation. It is the replanting of tree, that is reforestation is same like afforestation, but here what they are doing mean they are replanting the tree in the existed forest which is destroyed due to deforestation. So they are replanting the trees in the area where the forest is deforested. So it may the replanting of the tree in the land area which has lost its forest cover, that is known as reforestation. So it is effective strategy to fight against the global warming. So it is also has the same phenomenon like the afforestation, but what they are doing, they are planting the tree in the land area which are deforested already. So here what they are doing mean it help to protect the important species of the animal. More species are protected which are on the verge of extinction, and then more trees are grown. If the more trees are grown, mean what will happen? The global warming will be destroyed, and then it helps to rebuild the habitat of the loss. Some animals may lose their habitat. Habitat means the place, their shelter will be lost because of the deforestation. So reforestation helps to rebuild their habitat place, and then it also help for the threat the endangered species. It is also endangered species will be protected because of this reforestation. And then what is the effects? As I said already, the effect of afforestation, carbon dioxide will be removed from the atmosphere due to the production of oxygen. So this also done by the reforestation. It improved the quality of the air by the production of more oxygen, and then deforestation, global warming will be reduced. So it also useful for the habitat. It also gives some place for the habitat for the animals, and then restored the rivers damage done by the soil erosion. All the effects are same like the afforestation, but only here what they are doing, they are growing more trees in the land which is already deforested. Transpiration, through transpiration. What is transpiration? The plants are absorbing water and then they are releasing the excess of water through water vapor, as water vapor, droplets of water in the atmosphere. That is known as water vapor. That water droplets along with the clouds, they are falling as the rain. This is how the rainfall happens. So the transpiration, through transpiration, more water vapor will be accumulated in the atmosphere, which leads to the fall of rainfall. This also reforestation help for the more rainfall. Then so these are the effects of reforestation. And then what are the difference between deforestation and reforestation? What do you mean by deforestation? Deforestation means cutting down of the trees. We are cutting the trees for our own use. So that is known as deforestation. Plants or tree are cut down. It is known as deforestation. If the plant are grown or planted, if the plants are grown or planted, it is known as reforestation. Okay, cutting down of the tree is called as deforestation. If the plants are grown or planted, it is known as reforestation. And then deforestation have negative effect, but reforestation have So it is building the environment. Reforestation, building the peaceful environment. It destroys the environment. It builds the environment. So these are the main difference between the deforestation and the reforestation. What is the difference between afforestation and reforestation? Afforestation is planting the trees in new areas. In new areas also we are afforesting. But reforestation means in the area in which is already deforested. So that is the main difference. We are planting trees in new area is known as deforestation, but already if the plant is deforested, it is known as reforestation. We can plant only one tree in this process, but here we can plant 2 or more plants, sapling, in a particular area. So it also practice under forest. This is also practice to avoid deforestation. So in order to give forest, produce forest, we are afforesting the tree. In order to avoid deforestation, we are doing the reforestation. So this is about the reforestation. So far what we have learned: deforestation, cutting down of the tree; afforestation, planting trees in a new area; reforestation, planting trees in the area in which already the tree is there. This is known as reforestation. Next, about endangered species. Already I said about the animals which are in the verge of extinction, in the verge of death. So we are going to see about endangered species. Endangered species. So some of the animals are, so if we take our earth, many fauna and flora are there. Fauna means the life of the animal, flora means the life of the plant. So all are distracted because of the deforestation. So the life of the plant will be, flora means the life of the plant, fauna means the life of the animal. The life of the animal will be destroyed because of the deforestation. For example, the Royal Bengal tiger and then Asiatic cheetah, these are some of the animal which are, and some other birds are on the verge of extinction due to environmental pollution. First reason is the pollution. These animals are on the verge of extinction. And then deforestation. Because of deforestation, their habitat, their life place will be destroyed. So that is known as habitat. And then human interference, our interference, all these lead to the poaching, hunting the animals. So all these leads to the animals which are to be endangered. Then, so dinosaurs, dano, dodo, and then endangered species are considered to be risk of on the verge of the extinction. So if we take the days, that is World Forest Day is on March 21st, World Water Day March 22nd, Environmental Day June 5th, and then World Nature Conservation Day July 28th, Ozone Day, World Ozone Day September 16. These are some of the days which we are celebrating. Then there are only some animals. It is reported to be 132 species of plants and animals are critically endangered situation. Okay, snow leopard, Bengal tiger, Asiatic lion, purple frog, and then India's giant squirrel. These are some of the endangered animal. And then plants. If we take plants, umbrella tree, Malabar lily, Rafflesia flower, Indian mallow, mulsi plant. These are some of the plants which are to be endangered. Every year on March 22nd, we are celebrating Biodiversity Day. That is to describe about different plants, animals, and marine life, microorganism. So in order to remind, we are celebrating this Biodiversity Day on May 22nd. Then some of the animals, if we take a reptile, some lizard, and then turtle, crocodile. These are the animals which are extinction, which are going to die. Then birds, falcon, eagle, hawk, vulture, peacock, peahen. These are the some of the birds which are on the verge of extinction. Then mammal, if we take mammal, wild cat, tiger, lion, deer, and then some black buck. These are the animals. So determination of endangered, how we are determining, why, what is the reason? When the geographical range is limited. So if the animal is there, mean their geographical range, their habitat is less, mean it leads to endangered. And then the population, if we take lion, if its population is very less, mean what will happen? They are on the situation of the endangerment. And then it will, if the population is decreased, what will happen? It more than 80%, if it is going on decreasing, 80% of the animal will be decreased in a year. So if the population is 250, for example, if we take 250 lion, 250 individual is there, mean continuously if it is declining, if it is going on death for some of the reason, so 25% will be declined in 3 years. So high possibility of extinction. So if it is going on, keep on like this, what will happen? Their environmental will be destroyed. The animal will face in the verge of extinction. So this is the causes. This is the reason why it is endangered, because of the geographical reason and also the less amount of population. Because of this, the animal is facing the endangerment. What are the causes why they are in the verge of extinction? Because of the loss of habitat. Their habitat is lost, their place, their shelter is lost because of the cutting down of trees. Trees are their habitat, shelter. If it is lost, mean what will happen? They are losing their habitat. So because of this human activity, these animals, they cannot find their home. Next, overhunting and poaching. So because of their skin and for the teeth and many other valuable products, what we are doing? We are poaching and hunting the animals. So if it goes on continuously, we cannot find the animal at all. Pollution. Air pollution, our air is polluted by a number of gases. So, and the water pollution, water is also polluted because of some effluents which are falling on them. So because of this pollution, most animals are affected. And then new habitat, if some of the animals are taken by the people to their new habitat, they cannot survive in that particular region. And then some of them may extend because of the new arrival. If the animal is new, already some animal is there, mean it will not allow them to survive there. They attack the new species. This will lead to extinction, death of the animal. Then some of the chemicals also leads to the poisonous gas. That also lead to destruction of the desired plant and animals. Some disease, some unknown disease also may be the reason for the death of the animal. Natural calamities, flood, and then many other fire. Because of the forest fire, many animals are died. So these are the reason for the endangerment, why they are died every year. What we have to do? We have to save the endangered species. So that the economical balance, in order to give the economical balance of the earth, what we have to do? We have to save these animals. So from what we have to do? They have medicinal, scientific, ecological, commercial value. For all these, what we have to do? We have to save these animals. Then, so how we can protect them? Some of the animals are endangered, isn't it? Because of human hunting and poaching. So that should be avoided. So if it is controlled, there can be a significant change in the number of endangered animal. Then controlling the population, pollution, if we control the pollution, the animal will not die. And then if we consume more, the more pollutant are put into the environment. If the more air is polluted, mean the pollution will, what does it will do? It will leads to the death of the animal. So we have to control the pollution. Then animal for mistake, they are taking in the plastic as their food. So what that will do? It will harm their parts. So automatically it leads to the death of the animal. So that should be avoided. What we have to do? We have to limit the use of plastics. And then recycling products should be save the endangered animal. Then recycling things, eco-friendly, we have to buy the eco-friendly products in order to avoid this plastics. So pesticide and chemicals should be used in less amount in order to avoid this endangerment. And then best way is to planting the new trees. So by these reason, what we have to do? We are saving the animals from the endangerment. So replanting reforestation mean producing more trees in a particular area, and then because of deforestation, people are in danger, loss of habitat, overhunting, pollution, new habitat by more chemicals and disease, unknown disease, natural calamities, all these will lead to the deforestation, endangerment. What we have to do? We have to control the pollution, and then hunting must be prohibited. Use of chemicals will be reduced, and then we have to stop using the plastics. Apart from plastic, what we have to buy? We have to buy some eco-friendly products. So by using these items, what we may do? We may control the species which are the animals which are on the verge of extinction. Next, government initiative. Many government programs are there for the protection of the animal. What are they? That is Wildlife, Madras Wildlife Act. All India Elephant Preservation, for the protection of elephant, they are doing some act. Act mean they are giving protection. Project Tiger is there. It is implemented in the year 1972 for the protection of the tigers. Corbett National Park cover under this Project Tiger. So due to this Project Tiger, more tigers are increased from 1,400 in 2006 to 2,967 years. So 1,400 to 2,967 in 2018. More number of tigers are increased because of this act, Project Tiger. They are saving the animal by this act. Apart from this act, Madras Wildlife Act is there. All India Elephant Preservation, they are preserving the elephants. Wild birds and animals are protected. Wild Birds and Animal Protection Act. Bengal Rhinoceros Protection, they are protecting the rhinoceros. All India Wildlife Protection and Environmental Protection Act. By all these, what they are doing? They are saving the animals from endangerment. Next, about Red Data Book. What do you mean by Red Data Book? It gives the information about the rare and endangered species, that is known as Red Data Book. So in a local some subspecies are there, and then so if we take the red data, we can see what are the animals or birds are there in that particular locality. So this information is given by the red data. It is maintained by International Union for Conservation of Nature. That is, they are maintaining this data book. So what is their main aim mean? They are maintaining the complete record of every species. Each and every species is maintained in their record. If we go through the book, we can get more information about a particular species. So for this it is useful. So in this, what are the information given mean? So the extinct species which are on the extinct, and then extinct in the wild animals which are extinct, on the verge of extinction, and then endangered, whether it is endangered species. Extinction means the species it is abolished, endangered means they are going to die, vulnerable, and then local. So more data definite not evaluated, these are given by the information given by the red data book. Next, about what are the advantages. It helps to evaluate the particular species in the particular area, and this also give species in the global level, world level, wide level we can get the information, any information we can get from this book. And then it is extinction species, whether it is extinction or in the endangered, which situation, what is the situation of the animal, everything is clearly given by this red data book. And it also give guideline about the particular animal. But there are some advantages in this book. What are they mean? The information is incomplete. The information given by the red data book is sometimes incomplete. Extinction species are not updated. If the particular species is extinct, abolished means death, we cannot get the information updated from the red data book. The source of book is speculated. So these are the some of the defects of the red data book. Particularly what they are doing, they are maintaining the species in the particular area, species or animal or plant, everything in the particular area. So in India also this red data book is there. What it is doing, nearly 91,000 species are maintained in this record. Okay, they are also giving some useful information. Next, about conservation. Why should do? There are two types of conservation. Conservation means preservation. We have to preserve the animal. World Wildlife, WWF, World Wildlife. The World Wildlife Program, it is decreasing in size. The animals are decreases in their population because of this deforestation. Some of the bird, fishes, amphibian, both we can find in land and water, that is known as amphibian. So in order to leave something for future generation, what we have to do? We have to conserve the animal, protect the animal from their endangerment. This is known as conservation, protection, preservation and management. Natural resource, this is known as conservation. So biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity helps to protect and maintain these species. So there are two types of conservation: in situ conservation, and then ex situ conservation. Under this in situ conservation, conservation of living species within this natural ecosystem, within the natural ecosystem is known as inner side, within. So this is achieved by particular natural habitat, and they are maintenance of endangered species. So what they are doing, they are maintaining the endangered species, and then they are protecting and then preserving the endangered species within the natural environment. So by what they are doing, by constructing the natural park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere, these are all included in the in situ conservation. First, about national park. So national park are strictly reserved for the betterment of the wildlife. So for what the national parks are there, they are reserved for the protection of the wild animals. So what is that here? The forestry, grazing, cultivation, everything is not permitted inside the national park. So even private ownership is also not allowed inside the national park. Nothing is there, only animals and plants are there inside the national park. So there are some of the national park in India. What are they? Jim Corbett National Park, Dhaula National Park, Gir National Park, and then Kanha National Park, Sundarban National Park. These are some of the national parks in India. In Tamil Nadu, if you take Tamil Nadu, what are they? Gindi National Park in Chennai, Gulf of Mannar National Park in Ramanathapuram, Indira Gandhi National Park in Coimbatore, Mudumalai National Park in Nilgiris, and then Mukkurthi National Park in Nilgiris. These are some of the national park we can find in India. Next, about sanctuary. What do you mean by sanctuary? It is the protected area which is reserved for the conservation of the animals only. Here sanctuary is only for the reserved animal, and the only particular animals are there in the sanctuaries. Here also it is allowed. What is allowed mean? Harvesting of timber. A human being can go and harvest the timber, collection of food, forest products, some of the animal from the trees we can poach some products, useful products, mean that is also allowed. We can get many products from the sanctuaries, from the trees. They are allowed. Then tourist activity is also allowed. So we can go through the sanctuaries. Then, what are the difference between wildlife sanctuary and national sanctuary? In the wildlife sanctuary, human activity, we can go see through, we can get animal products, plant products, everything from we are allowed to go. But in national park, no human activity is allowed. Main aim is to protect fauna and flora. Fauna mean life of the animal, flora mean life of the plant. Here what they are doing? In the national park, apart from that historical significance or other animals which are on the verge of extinction, they are protected in the national park. Then there is no fixed boundary in this wildlife sanctuary. Animal can go everywhere as their wish, but boundaries are fixed in the national park. It is open for the general people, public, but it is not open to all. Public cannot go through the national park. Then a sanctuary can upgrade a national park. Here it is not downgrade. Okay. Next, about biosphere reserve. The biosphere is the protected area. It is also protected area where human being form the part of the system. Here it is conserving the ecosystem. Ecosystem will be conserved, and species, more resources, everything will be protected in the bioreserve. So there are many bioreserves, that is Nanda Devi, Nokrek, Manas, Sundarbans, Sundarban, Gulf of Mannar, Nilgiris, Great Nicobar. So these are some of the bioreserves. They are protecting some resources. So these are about the in situ conservation. In that, what is there mean? The national park and wildlife sanctuaries are there. What they are doing? They are protecting the plants and animals which are on the verge of extinction. So what is the use mean? They are adapted to their habitat. The animals are adapted to their habitat. They can interact with each other. And then national habitat is maintained here. So less expensive. It is very less expensive. So indigenous population is protected. So this is about the in situ conservation. Next, about ex situ conservation. In this, the botanical garden. What we are seeing, the botanical garden, zoological park. In the botanical garden, many flowers and then fruits, everything are grown. In the zoological park, many wild animals are protected. And then tissue culture, growing of plant tissue cells. So in order to grow, their organ are separated. Tissue culture means their organ are separated and then they are grow in the laboratory. So, and then it is bringing back to the environmental condition, that is known as tissue culture. Then seed bank are there, dried seed are preserved here. Then cryo bank, so embryo is preserved at a lower temperature. After that, at liquid nitrogen under minus 196 degree. This is helpful for the facing the species which are in the extinction. So this is about the in situ, ex situ conservation, botanical garden, zoological parks, tissue culture by the tissue of the plant is grown in the laboratory, and then seed bank, dried seeds are stored here, and then cryo bank, embryo is preserved under liquid nitrogen. So these are the in situ conservation. So by this what it is doing, it prevents decline of the species, endangered animals are breeded. Then threatened species are natural condition. It is useful for conducting research and scientific work. Next, about public PBR, that is People's Biodiversity Register. In this, what they are doing, they are maintaining the register regarding microorganism, some plants, some genetic material, everything is maintained under this register. So, the committee, what they are doing, they are registered the guideline and they are supporting the National Biodiversity and State Biodiversity Board. So, this for the preparation of the register, what does it will promote mean? It will promote conservation, preservation and also breeding of animal, gathering of the knowledge, everything related to biodiversity. Everything we can know from this public PBR, People's Biodiversity Register. Next about biomagnetism. So under this, the control of the chemical DDT, dichloro-diphenol trichloroethane, that is the substance are taken in the, so this is the chemical and pesticide. That's all about this lesson. Thank you boys.